happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. How are you all doing today? I'm out here, beautiful spot out here. I'm over here in the Hernan restaurant. I've done a couple of videos over here before, and I decided to do one today. This here is the subject of I love you, but I don't like you. According to my Father's word, we are compelled to love one another, and if you have the love of my Father in your heart, you can only do so, okay? However, you don't have to like the person or what they do, but you do have to love them. You know, I have the love of my Father, and I'm sure that even though he loved everybody, he didn't like certain people. But not only did he not like them, it was not actually not liking them, it was not liking the things that they would do. And how they would act. You know, certain people have this way about them that no matter how hard you try, you just can't like them because they don't want to see anything good come from you or go to you. They're, like I said, they're haters. They're just pure haters. You know, and there's quite a few of them that exist in this world. Yesterday there was a protest out on the bridge here. No Kings protest. It had to do with illegal immigration here in the United States, and there were people with Mexican flags and people flying our flag upside down. It's really a disgrace, but it was all done purposely and orchestrated by people that didn't have the best interest of us as Americans involved in it. You know, 95% of all the illegal immigrants that come into this country, they're here to wreak havoc and work and send their money home so that they could stack up. You know, they stack money up, then they buy a nice house, a nice car, a nice this and that, and go live in their country. So they take advantage of our system. And we had people prior to who's in office now that were enabling them to do so. And now they want to stand up with them and fight the system that we have in place. And it's really garbage. It truly is. You know, a lot of people came from Mexico, for instance. If I was to go to Mexico, I'm a United States citizen. If I was to go to Mexico and I tried to stay there, they would deport me right back here to the United States of America. Why? Because I'm not a Mexican citizen. This is why people get away with what they get away with. We were just letting people in. We would capture them and then release them into our country. They would go to these sanctuary cities and that, and basically live like a king. They were giving them money, food, everything under the sun. They were staying in 5-star hotels. And like I said, lived on the street. So here I am a United States citizen, yet and still they were allowing illegal immigrants into our country and treated them like a king, and we were being treated like dogs. And it wasn't fair at all. It wasn't even close to being fair. You know, be it as it will, I just don't get the way that people try to act like it's nothing. You know, we're trying to help our fellow man out, you know. But I heard this once before. Suppose this, okay? Suppose you didn't lock the doors of your house and somebody came in. They weren't trying to cause you any harm or anything, but they wanted to live on your sofa, eat your food, do whatever it is that they could do in your house. You would not want them living in your house. However, the United States of America is our house. So how could we let them come and stay in our house, in our domain? You know, it's true. 98% of all of them are working. Some of them are out on the street, because I've seen them out on the street. But all in all, most of them work. But like I said, they take advantage of our money, which is a lot more than theirs. They send it home, and then they buy a nice, beautiful home, beautiful cars, this, that, and the other. They don't have any type of thinking as far as staying here in the United States. They just try to take advantage of us and our system. And they get away with it. And then people that are from here, they stand arm in arm with them and say, well, they're doing the best that they can, they're doing this, they're doing that. But a lot of them are criminals even, and they're coming here. They work, they do this, they do that. They stay away from trouble because they're not in their country, or they're causing trouble in a different country, you know. And it gets bad all the way around. But I just wanted to say that even though you might love somebody, you don't necessarily have to like them. And I have that in my life, very much so. There are quite a few people that I have, I don't know, situationships with in my past. I don't even want to call them a relationship, because it wasn't. Because a relationship works both ways, not one way. You know, somebody is always trying, and the other person is, you know, throwing bombs into the whole scene every time. They don't have any respect for you. They constantly talk about you behind their back, and they lie. That's basically their life. That's all they do, is lie, disrespect. I need somebody in my life, if I'm talking about my life in particular, that is loyal, that will stand by me, like that song in the past, Stand By Your Man. If something goes wrong with me, they can help me support our family, our system, our legacy. But if they're against me, why should I even put any effort into that? There's no possible way, because I always go full force. If I'm with you, I'm with you. If I'm against you, hey, see you later. And I'm not, like, quiet about it. I'll speak right up and I'll say, well, look, You seem like you're not with me, so I think we'll just end this right here, right now, and not even worry about this again, because I don't want any part of that, okay? I had a friend here just recently. His name is Daniel. He has mental issues. I'm not here to air out his problems or whatever. But he walked up to me the other day and said, "Seems like you're mad at me." Well, listen to me clearly. Anybody and everybody, if you've ever dealt with me before, if I'm mad at you, I will tell you I'm mad at you. And I will tell you why I'm mad at you. And, you know, if there is no resolution, see you later, because I don't need that negative aspect in my life. I'm not looking for negative people to be around me. I don't like it. I like positive, all positive. You know, you could have little spats with people, you know, if it's not a long, drawn-out argument, because a lot of people, they draw arguments out because they're trying to get you fired up for whatever reason. But if it's a little spat, it's fine. That's life. That's normal. But if it's a long fight where nobody comes to an agreement and you're just beating yourself in the corner because all they want to do is argue with you, then it's not worth it. It's not worth your time and your effort. Anyway, you can love somebody and not like them, not like what they do, what they're about, and things of this nature, because that's how people are. People are just going to be who they are. They're not going to change overnight. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. You cannot. And, you know, sooner or later that's going to come out again. And, you know, what are you going to do? Throw your hands up in the air and, you know, swear at yourself and this and that? No, it's not worth your time and effort. And with that, I want to say that I love you. I love you right there. Love yourself. Love my Father God, and by all means love each other, people. Until the next time, love, peace, and soul.